I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and I may be in a hotel room because I'm in meetings in New York, but my friends, the unboxings don't stop. I've got the Motorola DROID RAZR M in the house. Let's do an unboxing. Bam! One of the new devices announced today in New York is actually in the house or in the hotel room right now. Here's the Motorola DROID RAZR M. Apologies for my shaky hand. I don't have my tripod with me. So the video is going to be a little bit shaky. Hope that is okay, but it's the DROID RAZR M, one of the three devices announced at the Motorola event today. And specs-wise, you're looking at a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU, a 4.3-inch Super AMOLED Advanced display, a 2,000 milliamp hour battery, 3.5mm headphone jack, of course. It's got some nice Razer branding. Look and feel is very similar to the current Razer devices. And then you've got Android 4.0, upgradable later in the year to Jelly Bean, so Android 4.1. The box, very similar to what we've seen other Motorola DROID RAZR devices come in, but the device is special because it supposedly has an edge-to-edge display. Now, let's be honest, I've unboxed this and played with it for most of the night because I was in between meetings and I had to go to a press dinner, and in between I got the device and was like, you know what, we're going to play with it for a few hours. We're going to put it back in the box and do an unboxing. But just so you know, here's what we get out of the box. You get an AC adapter module, as you can see over here. Typical Motorola AC adapter module. USB cable, a little bit of a difference there with the USB cable. Take an up-close look at the way the end of the USB cable looks. It's a little bit different from Motorola devices of the past. And then you have this card insertion removal tool. I always love the little goodies that come down in these boxes. Let's see what this looks like. To remove the micro SIM card and of course the micro SD card, you get a nice little Motorola tool. Good for the keychain, good to keep around the office. And then you get your instruction manuals down here. You get start here, comienza aquí, global support information and calling card, consumer information about radio frequency emissions and responsible driving, important consumer information, product safety and warranty information. So suffice it to say, if you get really bored on the weekend after you get this device, you can take a look at some reading material. Now, you can see my hand there too, that's pretty cool. Got all these metallic desks. It's actually a pretty nice hotel room, but I'm not going to get sidetracked. You can see the device here. It's notable for having an edge-to-edge display. 4.3 inches, you'll notice there's not a whole lot of plastic between the display sides and the actual display itself, but otherwise looks and feels very much like a typical DROID RAZR device. You'll notice that the bolts here on the outside, of the screws rather, aren't visible, and then you've got your volume rocker, your power button, your 3.5mm headphone jack, and then over here, you've got a nice big long slot here for your micro SD card slot and your micro SIM card slot. And then over here at the very bottom, nothing. And at the bottom on the left-hand side, you got your micro USB charging port. So it's going to emit a bunch of droid noises. Actually, it's not going to emit droid noises because I have it on vibrate from when I was playing with it earlier. But 4.3 inches is a nice sweet spot for a lot of people, and I'm really excited because it packs a nice big 2,000 milliamp hour battery. So even with a smaller display, it still packs a battery that should last throughout the whole day. And like I've said before in previous unboxings, reviews, dogfights, and the like, I like the fact that they've included this user interface. It's much less obtrusive than previous versions of Motorola's user interface. So you can see quick settings over here, and this is the difference from previous Motorola iterations. You'll notice that their user interface changes ever so slightly depending on which carrier you're on, depending on which device it is, and this is one of those things that you'll see. Scroll to the left, and you can access your quick settings, phone ringtone, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, mobile data, airplane mode, phone lock, and you can go to all settings from there. So very similar to like a Samsung or an HTC where you can access, and of course this one as well, where you can access settings directly from the notifications bar. You can just scroll over here and click go to all settings as well. This is also a 4G LTE device, although my hotel is not the best for wireless reception, so that's why you're not seeing 4G LTE, you're seeing 3G right now, but it does have that capability. Other things include this widget right here, the little circles widget. You got up to 7 home screens in this device, and then out of the gate you get some Verizon stuff pre-installed, along with some minor menu differences here. I can favorite stuff, I can add and remove favorites by clicking the plus, then I can scroll directly over between apps and widgets, or I can scroll to my widgets and then scroll right over and then access those, and of course a shortcut link to Google Play as well. I've got my people here, I can see these. Very easy, very stock Google in terms of the look and feel. So we'll bring up Stephen Williams, which is a fake number, for example, and you can see here, president of Fake Company Incorporated, very similar to stock Android. And of course you have back, home, and recent applications here with a stock look and feel there as well. So all in all, a good addition to Verizon's lineup. This thing is coming very soon for $99 with a 2-year agreement. So price point is good, the design is good, and it's joining the RAZR HD and the RAZR Max HD along with an 8 megapixel camera on the device itself. And of course, your web browser, which we'll go into and take a look here. And actually on this device, Chrome is the browser that comes pre-installed, as you can see right here. So we'll load up Chrome, take a look. If I can talk, phone dog, clearly it's been a long day. Phone dog, not lone dog. We're gonna type in phone dog. If I can do this with one hand, phonedog.com. The best phone news and phone reviews, that is us, phonedog.com, my friends. And you can see portrait to landscape transitions nice and fast on this device with little to no lag thanks to that 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon S4 CPU. So pinch to zoom, very responsive here, even though the page hasn't fully loaded yet. You got your menu button along with your windows up here, and I can easily access my different tabs and see those in kind of a card-like format. So very clean, very easy to use, and for $100, it's not a bad deal. Also, before I close out, special thanks to Best Buy Mobile for hooking us up with phones like this for use in our One Paw Bandit giveaway game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, you won't deal with any rebates. You'll walk out the door paying $100. No worrying about 8 to 10 weeks of paperwork or dealing with any of that kind of mess. At Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working and you won't deal with the craziness. So it's an exciting device. It's coming at a good price point. It's one of a bunch of devices announced, 5 to be exact, that were announced today at various events in New York City. Stay tuned for more coverage on this device on phonedog.com. Motorola DROID RAZR M, $99, nice specs, nice display, nice battery, and a great addition overall to the Verizon RAZR brand. Stay tuned for more on phonedog.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/phonedog. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know which device was your favorite out of all the announcements today. phonedog_Aaron on Twitter and on Facebook at facebook.com/phonedogab. Stay tuned for more on the RAZR M on phonedog.com, and fortunately, you won't have to stay tuned for more of my shaky hands because I'll be back in the office on Friday and I'll have my tripod. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.